Now, we are discussing about the C programming language, and we have seen the character set of C, identifiers in C, data types in C, and constants in the C programming language. And the agenda for today is variables in C. So today we are going to discuss about the most common elements in any C program, which are called variables. And before we see exactly what is a variable, we need to recollect the basic idea about the memory in a computer, because variables are nothing but names representing memory locations holding data in a program. So let us consider the basic structure of a memory. So here we are considering the memory device as a finite sequence of locations. In the figure, a sequence of 15 locations are shown. So each one of these is a location. Each location is uniquely identified by its address. So each location has a unique identity, which is nothing but the address of the location. Here it is 7 for this particular location. And each location is of finite length or size, and the length is the number of bits which can be stored in a location. Assume location size is 1 byte for simplicity. That is, in our discussion, we are considering the length of each location as 8 bits or 1 byte. And data items in a program are stored in the memory. When I say data item, I mean all data used in a program. And all those data items need to be stored in the computer memory. And given a data item, the number of locations required to store a value is defined by its data type. We have seen when we discussed about data types that in C programming language, a character requires only a single byte, but integers requires more than 1 byte, typically 2 bytes. And when a data item like integers require more than 1 byte of storage or location, then consecutive locations are used. For example, if you start storing an integer at location 3, 3 and 4 together will be used to store an integer because 2 bytes are required. Now we can see what are variables in C language. Variables are identifiers used within a designated part of a program to represent data stored in memory. So this is a very important concept. Variables are identifiers. Why they are used? They are used for representing data which is stored in the memory, and a variable is accessible to a designated part of a program. And what is that designated part, etc., will be clear only when we discuss about accessibility of variables. So you don't have to worry about all those things now. The single point that you have to understand here is that Variables are identifiers representing data in a program, and actually the data is stored in the memory, and in the program you can represent that memory location using an identifier or a name, which is what is called a variable. Now you consider memory, because when we need to discuss about a variable, we need to consider where that variable is stored in memory. Now suppose, for example, a programmer wants a data item in her program to represent the calendar year. So we are considering an example. In a program, the calendar year is a required data. Now, the current year is 2021. Now the value 2021 needs to be stored in computer memory. And you know that within a computer, every data needs to be represented in binary. And if you just convert this 2021 into binary, you will get this binary string. You may verify it offline. Now suppose the value, the decimal integer value, is stored in two consecutive locations, say 101 and 102. Note that in C programming language, typically the memory requirement for a decimal integer is 2 bytes. So now what we assume that these are the 2 bytes in which you are storing this value. Now the value, which is the binary string, is stored in these 2 bytes. And why it is getting stored like that? Because the least significant byte, this is the least significant 8 bit from the right side, least significant byte is stored first. So this is stored first. And this type of storage for integer is called little endian format of integer storage. Okay, you don't have to remember all these things, but there are 2 bytes, the least significant byte is stored first, then only 3 bits remain, and all the other 5 bits are set as 0. Now, even though the value 2021 is represented or stored in memory in the binary form, in the program you can refer to this value by an identifier. Say year. If you want, you can give the identifier year as the name of this data, and then year, the name or identifier used to represent this data on memory, is what is called a variable. So a variable is actually a name or identifier given to a data stored in the computer memory. So this is just a way of naming a data in the computer memory. And then association of data stored in memory and its variable. For example, memory location is 101, and it has, if you want to give a variable name to that, then this association, mathematical association between the variable name and the location address, and this is done in a C program by what is called a declaration statement. Later we can see exactly what is declaration and what a declaration statement is doing. Now if you declare, then after declaration, identifier representing the data, for example year, suppose you declare this variable as year, then the data, which is actually this binary, can be referred in the program by just using the variable name. Okay, please don't get worried about all these things. Examples will make it very clear. And why then such an identifier associated with a memory location holding that data is called a variable. It's a variable in the sense that its value, now it is 2021, can be changed during the execution of the program. Suppose the program is executing, the time progresses, and it just crosses that year. Maybe it's just crossing 31st of December that year, then maybe you have to increment that value by 1 because the next year is going to be 2022. That you can do in a program, and thus variable name is okay because the value can be changed during the execution of your program. Now you can see some good naming convention for variables. In fact, the language here, the C programming language, allows you to use any identifier other than keywords as the name of a variable. Suppose you want to create a variable to represent the year in your program, then you are free to use any identifier. You know the rule for identifier. Any string of letters, digits or underscore starting with either a letter or underscore is an identifier. You are free to use any identifier other than keywords. Keywords are reserved identifiers. You are not supposed to use any of the identifier as a variable name. However, it is advisable to use meaningful identifiers as variable names in a program. Now the question, which all aspects of a variable to be captured in its name? Then what do you mean by good naming convention? Which all aspects of that data item need to be captured in the name? So according to my opinion, first aspect is data type. You have to say whether it is a decimal integer, an octal integer, or it's a floating point value, or a string, or a character. If you can show it as a part of the variable name, it would be nice. Then the second thing is what data it represents. Maybe it is representing the calendar year. You have to give a variable name which is representing these two facts. For example, a suitable identifier to name a data item which represents a calendar year is D underscore year, where this D represents that it is a decimal integer variable, and this part represents that it denotes that it represents a calendar year. So this is a meaningful variable name. And now if you recall the example that I mentioned, that Ariane 5 rocket explosion, and suppose the programmer had given meaningful variable names to his program, then they might have managed to avoid the Ariane 5 rocket explosion, which caused a loss of $500 million. So naming variable is very important just for motivating you to use good names for your variables. Now you can see some identifiers which are not good as a variable name to represent a calendar year. Here are examples: Y, I, var, A, B, X, N. All these are identifiers, and the language allows you to use any of these as the name of the variable to represent the calendar year, but none of them are advisable because it's not indicating what data type it is, and also it is not indicating what data it is actually representing. And I hope you are following me and you're getting the reason for using good names for your variables. Okay, for readability, if some other programmer wants to look at your program and see what the program is doing, then it will be nice if you are using meaningful variable names. Now you can see some example identifiers representing variables. Here are examples: dnum A, dnum B, dnum C. So three variables, each one representing a decimal number, and variables are named. So these are floating point variables, height and radius. These are character variables, gender and grade. So I recommend you to follow this naming convention when you write your program. Now we are coming to the last aspect that we want to discuss today, that's variable declarations. The purpose of a declaration statement. Now we are going to see the first statement in your C program. I mean, this first statement that we are discussing from the C language, which is what is called a declaration statement. And what is the purpose? There are two purposes. First one is associate a variable with a data type. You have to say that, okay, this variable is of the type integer or character. That's done by the declaration statement. And the other purpose is reserve required number of bytes in memory. If the data type is integer, then that declaration statement is actually a command to the system that you should reserve 2 bytes of consecutive memory for storing this variable. Example declaration statement. Yeah. Later we can see the structure of the statement or the syntax. Now this is an example declaration statement where 2 variables are declared as of type int. You can see the first variable name dnum A is declared as int, and what is it doing is it reserves 2 bytes of memory, say 100 and 101, and associates these memory bytes with an identifier, namely d underscore num underscore A. So this is the name of the variable, and now 2 bytes it is getting, and these 2 bytes can be accessed in your program using the variable name. So it is associating, it is reserving 2 bytes, and these 2 bytes are given a name, and that is what a variable declaration is doing in a C program. Now, not that we just declared reserved 2 bytes, but nothing is assigned to the memory. So we don't know what value it is representing. Maybe previously some binary digits are there. If you read it and print it, you will get that value, but we don't know what it is. And the value of this data item, now in this case undefined, can be accessed in the program using the identifier or variable name. In this particular example, dnum A. The moment you say dnum A in your program, you are referring to this location. Now you consider the other variable which is declared. You can actually separate 2 variable declaration with a comma. So int dnum B. Here you are doing 2 things. You are declaring a variable namely B, dnum B, and also initializing it to 10. So what is it doing? Reserve 2 bytes of memory, say 103 and 104, and associates it with an identifier dnum B as the name of the variable, and also initializes it with the value 10. And the binary equivalent is 1010, so this is the least significant byte and this is the most significant byte. Now you could have a program statement like this. Later we can see what this statement is, but it's simple. you are trying to assign 20 to this particular variable. Now it is undefined. Now if you execute this line of code, what will happen? 20, the binary equivalent of 20 will get assigned in these two locations. So if you execute that, the binary equivalent of 20 is this, which is getting stored in these two locations. And now, suppose you have a variable name like dnumb, then if you just use ampersand dnumb, then this is representing the address of the variable dnumb. And what is it? The variable is allocated in this memory, and this address is actually the address of the first location, is 103. So ampersand dnumb is nothing but its address. Later, when we discuss about input statements, we need to refer to it. And even though binary values are stored in memory, for simplicity, in our further discussions, whenever we need to refer to memory, we will be only looking at the decimal equivalent value or the character equivalent value. Okay, but remember, actually in the memory is in binary, but for our simplicity, we will read it as two continuous locations storing 20, here two continuous locations storing 10. Now variable declarations examples you can see. So here dnum, a number decimal variable is declared, age is also initialized, you can just verify. Here there are two floating variables declared, and here two character variables. In each case, one of them is also initialized. And once you declare, the data type of a declared variable cannot be changed. Now it is declared as unsigned integer. After that, it cannot change the data type. The value of a variable can be changed, but the data type cannot be changed. And formally, this is the syntax of a variable declaration. First, you have to give the data type, then a space followed by the first identifier that you want to declare as a variable, then a comma. So comma is separating two variable declarations, and it should end with a semicolon. So that is the syntax. And if you are initializing, in addition, you will get it like identifier equal to value. That's it. Example is here, and this is what is called a declaration statement in a C program. Data type, a number of variables separated by comma, and finally a semicolon. And you can also have initialization if you want. And variable declarations like this are processed before execution. Not that, they are processed before executing a program. Later we can see how exactly. And declarations are used to resolve required number of bytes in memory, and they specify the operations which can be applied on a variable. Because you are associating a data type, its number of bytes and also operations are getting implicitly specified. And finally, it determines the method of interpretation of the binary value represented by the variable. Because it is an integer, binary value will be interpreted as a decimal integer. So in this class, we have seen variables in C. They are very important for any program. Thank you.